year.
It's funny with regards to facial hair though. My kids call me Wolverine because mine grows like overnight. Like I get hair everywhere except for here. But the chest.
I'm gonna be in the boat in about like 10 years. Like I hope I keep my hair because I will not look good bald. My head is just too fucking big.
It's one good thing about being a black guy that we look.
You gotta get really jacked. That's what you gotta do. If you go bald, you've got to get jacked to make it work. Look at Vin Diesel. Like that's an ugly man to begin with. Yeah. But when he gets jacked, he can pull the whole thing off. I'm looking at you right now, and I feel like if you had some traps, if your shoulders were just and it's not like a year's worth of work we're talking. Like if you worked out hard for 3 months, I feel like you could pull off an egghead look, especially with the beard. It's a very interesting look. I'm envisioning it right now. Maybe someone could edit us together, a bald Taylor with like more muscular. I saw Taylor linked me this thing the other day, and the quotation was "just us girls," and it's me and Taylor in like dresses in like Laura Ingalls Wilder's time or something like that.
Way.
Like in these like flowing flowery dresses, like hanging out with each other.
And you were not that ugly of a girl. I looked horrible.
Yeah,
just
that's not
horrible,
the first time.
ugly girl. I'm the kind that women would like. They'd be like, I'm all in favor of anybody going to the bathroom next to us, but Jesus Christ, that one. She whatever didn't even shave. Like
that is why I vote Republican.
Yeah.
Right you see now, and the gay guy with her would be like, yeah, I'm voting Republican next year too. Fuck that shit. He does not belong in there.
Or the gay guy would be like, actually, I'd prefer him with you. You know?
You need to keep him away from me.
Yeah, but I mean, no, it wouldn't look good. Like it looks like I just have normal length hair. No, this is an illusion. I have it's a buzz cut, and my head actually just goes right up to the top. Like this is all none of it's hair. It's just skull. It's the whole thing. You know, just a little cropping on top. Anyway, my head's too big to go bald. Even, I could get really jacked. And it still wouldn't look good.
George Costanza.
No, you don't want to be like George.
Yeah.
I'm out of George.
George looked so bad for that entire decade of Seinfeld that it actually gets sad towards the end, where you're like, oh Jesus, George. Like, maybe you have to be ugly to have this part, but God, you're just horrible.
He looked better than I thought.
On the show, though.
There was a scene where he like posed in his boxers on a couch. You guys familiar with this?
Yeah.
He looks surprisingly good to me. I expected a much.
He goes, I feel fat. And Kramer goes, you're stout. We like that. You're powerful. You're stout.
Powerful.
And he comes over and does this little, hey, now listen, I'm here to help you here. I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. And it's totally like just what would happen with like a porn producer going to some 18-year-old girl like, look, this is going to be good for your career. I don't know what you're uncomfortable with, but look, this is what all the big stars do, and we're going to make it. So get in there. He like does one of those and starts taking all these tasteful like photos. Oh, it's so bad. He's like bent over in his whitey tighties. Ah, man.
So perfect.
I thought George looked better. He looked better than I envisioned him naked.
He did, because it wasn't a belly. He was just stout and thick looking. Mm-hmm. It seemed like his fat distribution was perfect. Whereas most guys get love handles and man boobs and a beer belly or something like that. He just got a little bit bigger everywhere.
Yeah, he just like, widened and, like...
Everything got a little bit bigger.
Like a straight body thing.
Yeah. Just a rectangle.
Like a dwarf or something. It worked. You were like, okay, he's a short, stocky, bald man. That's.
He was built like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. That's a good comparison.
Like mine very well.
No, not a good miner.
Aren't the dwarves good?
The dwarves are very good miners in Middle Earth. Some would say they're the gold standard.
But Costanza was a lousy employee, and he wouldn't do any work for anybody.
Mr. Kruger.
Kruger. Yeah.